All right, so you decided you want to host an event, specifically a virtual event, and you're not 100% sure what all do you need. So right now you're doing the due diligence process. You're in the planning phase. You're trying to figure out what piece of technology do I need for every step of the way. I want to make sure that if I'm going to do this, I want to do it right, and I want to learn from the pros, and that's why you're here. So today we are going to go over our virtual event tech stack that we have personally used for dozens and dozens of clients. We've been able to help literally just in the last, call it 6-12 months, host events all the way back going to 2020. We've seen events do $2.5 million in a day, 6 figures in a day. Doesn't matter. We're not here to make income claims. I have no idea if you have any ability to make money at all. I have no idea if you're going to be doing an event, if you are in business. I'm not making income claims here. This video is specifically just handing down lessons of tech stacks or softwares and different websites that we use to make sure that our events can be hosted without a hitch. All right, let's go ahead, dive on in with our first software. And the way I'll go through this is going to be the type of software, and ultimately it's up to you what you want to use. I'm not going to sit here and promote affiliate links. I don't like to step over dollars to pick up pennies, okay? So that's not me. Anyway, I'm just going to go through, and I will tell you what we personally use, but I'm not going to link anything in the descriptions because once again, I don't have anything to gain here for that. Okay, so the first one that we like to talk about is you want to make sure that you have a page builder, or let's actually say a funnel builder. So a funnel builder, I'll give some examples, and then I will once again tell you what we like to use for all of these. So a funnel builder, this is ultimately going to be for designing your sales pages. This is going to be for designing, like if you're selling tickets for your event, you obviously have to have a website. So you can host that website on, it doesn't matter if it's WordPress, it doesn't matter if it's ClickFunnels or Go High Level, Lead Pages. I don't care what you use. Once again, I will say what we like to use is Go High Level. Go High Level is kind of it's just a great one-stop shop for all of this stuff that we'll be walking through. It's not a one-stop shop for all of it, just to be clear, but we do like to use Go High Level for funnel building. When you are going to be using the funnel builders, this will be used for a couple things. Number one is selling tickets. So your ticket sales page. And then technically, like whenever you build your sales page, whenever someone buys the ticket, then they get redirected to a confirmation page. So obviously, like there will be multiple pages involved, but obviously you need to make sure you have a funnel builder in place for your ticket sales page, plus your back end. So whatever you're selling during your event, typically people sell things. So back end sales page or landing pages, right? We like to use, and I'll just kind of mark this in blue of what we personally use, is Go High Level. Just so you're aware, if you use Go High Level, typically I think the basic plan is like $97 to maybe $297 per month. Something like that is what you're probably going to be expecting to pay. Cool. So the second piece of software or technology that you will want to make sure you have in place is going to be some sort of email or SMS marketing software. Okay. So we're just going to say email plus SMS marketing. Okay. This is not just for marketing. This can also be for your transactional emails. So when someone buys a ticket or when someone registers for the event, they should obviously have some sort of a transaction email saying, hey, congratulations, you are confirmed, or your attendance is confirmed, all of that good stuff. So email and SMS marketing, and call what it is, it's automations as well, because that's obviously going to fire off a bunch of automations, the automatic reminders to attend, all of that good stuff. That's ultimately what this is used for. Now, I will say there are a ton of different softwares you could use. You could use, Active Campaign is a really, really common one. You could use technically like Twilio and everything for SMS. For other emails or email service providers, there's, go look up a whole list. There's, I think one called like ListKit. There's Kajabi technically offers this sort of stuff. Ultimately, what we like to use is Go High Level. Once again, because Go High Level is more like a one-stop shop for a lot of this stuff. So we like to do Go High Level, and that is obviously going to be the exact same price as the above. So $97 to $297 a month. All right, so moving on to the third one. If you are going to be hosting your event, I imagine you're either selling tickets or you will be probably making money in some way, shape, or form. You're probably not running a nonprofit around here. And even if you are, nonprofits have to accept money somehow. So you need some way to accept payment. So payments, processing. We like to use Stripe on this one. A very, very commonly used platform in this space. They're great for collecting online payments. There is no, to my knowledge, there's no monthly fee. I should probably go look at my statements. They could easily be charging me for something that I'm not aware of. However, to my knowledge, most payment processing softwares will usually charge you around 2.9 to 3.5% of all transactions, plus like 30 cents per transaction. So we're just going to say, call it like 2.9 to 3.5% is roughly what you're paying for Stripe. However, there are other ones. Usually people might use like authorize.net. That's another common one. You could technically use PayPal. I think PayPal is the worst thing that's ever been invented in a very, very long time. I don't like to use PayPal. I don't encourage you to use PayPal. So this is not a vouch for PayPal. It's quite literally a vouch against PayPal. So anyway, I'm just telling you, you've got a few different options, but Stripe is definitely going to be one of the most common ones that people use. So very easy to go start your Stripe account if you don't already have one. Fourth one is going to be your presentation or webinar software. Presentation, webinar software. So this is what you're actually hosting the presentation on. This is what people are getting registered for or signed up for. Whenever they buy a ticket, they're going to have to watch the event some way, shape, or form, right? So we like to use Zoom on this. We specifically, there's two ways to pay for Zoom. There's the normal Zoom Pro account, which is like, it's nominal. It's not very expensive at all, but I don't actually know what the actual price point is. Let me look it up real quick, just so I give you guys some up-to-date information. Zoom, I want to say it's like $17 or something like that. Zoom US, let's see what I'm personally paying right now for Zoom. So Zoom, billed annual at least, it's like $14.16 per user. So if you have one user, and technically even if you want to do monthly, I think it's $17, $17 a month. However, we like to upgrade to the webinar capabilities. So we don't like to do normal Zoom meeting rooms, because if you have more than 100 people that attend your event, you're going to have to upgrade your account anyway if that's the case, if you're doing a Zoom meeting room. But we like to do Zoom webinars. And there's a whole reason for why we like to do that. That actually might be worthwhile to make a video on if you care to know why our reasons are for that. But regardless, we like to use the Zoom webinar capabilities. Zoom webinar is an extra add-on of, looks like a total of $79 a month. Okay, so between the normal Zoom webinar and the normal Zoom Pro account plus your Zoom webinar monthly upgrade, you're looking at about $96 a month on that guy. So that's what you'd be paying, $96 per month. Fun fact, you do not have to commit long-term to the Zoom webinar upgrade. That is a one-off thing that if you want, you could only upgrade for the Zoom webinar. Whenever you're actually going to be hosting your virtual event, you could always downgrade your account after that if you're trying to ball on a budget, which is totally fine. But I think we just typically keep ours turned on, just that way we always have flexibility. So anyway, that's what you would use. Another couple options you have, though, is you could use like, I think Webinar Fuel is an option if people are still using that nowadays. I know there's like Stealth Webinar, but I think that one's for specifically evergreen webinars. There is Webinar Jam as well. That's another platform that people have used in the past. There's a few others as well. Once again, we just like to use Zoom. One of the things that I do like to encourage you to at least think through, don't focus so hard on cost on this. Don't focus so hard on capabilities on this. Instead, focus on what people are familiar with. If you're going to be having a bunch of people attend your virtual presentation, you want to make sure you're using a software of which they are personally familiar with, because oftentimes they will wait until the very last second to try to attend your webinar. So right whenever they get that last second, hey, reminder to attend, we're going live notification, they're going to click on that. And if they are prompted to have to go download a software to be able to watch your webinar that they've never used before, now it's going to be an extra point of friction that might keep them from actually showing up for your event, either showing up on time or showing up at all, depending on how much they paid or didn't pay to be there. So anyway, I just like to use a presentation software that people are already familiar with, that they use on a day in, day out basis. So that way it's more natural and it's going to lower the points of friction for why someone might not be able to show up, of course. Okay, and then the next one that we like to dive into is going to be for it's just miscellaneous automations. Historically, we have always used Zapier for this. Now, Zapier, I'm not even going to write down a price point because that depends on usage. That depends on a bunch of different variables, you might be able to get away with a free plan on Zapier, admittedly. If you do have to pay, I want to say it starts off at like $20 a month. It's really cheap, especially when you're first starting to use it. And obviously, if you're not first starting to use it, you don't need to know what the pricing is because that means you're already using it. So I'm not even remotely concerned. But with the point in Zapier, why we use it is to make sure that when someone buys a ticket, that they're then automatically registered for the presentation on Zoom. So that way Zoom can send them automatic calendar invites, the reminder to attend, all of that stuff as well. We also like to use Zapier to make sure that our pipeline is getting adjusted and updated and everything like that. So anyway, Zapier would be one option. Another one you could use, I think, Make. Literally just called like make.com. That's another one. And also, now with all of the different AI solutions, you could also look into that. I think like N8N is another option that you might be able to use and have some AI help out with these automations. But honestly, we just like to use plain old Zapier. It's just what we've always used. It works just fine. Doesn't really break on us. Good to go. It's repeatable. It's duplicatable. So anyway, that's what we're using for automations. Okay, then the sixth one that you're going to want to use, this is much less of a software, more of a website, but and this is totally optional, but Facebook ads. Okay, Facebook ads, you're going to need to, I would imagine, promote tickets or promote your marketing somewhere, right? You're going to have to go market the fact that you have this event that's about to be hosted. You need people to learn about it. You need people to click on the links and go buy tickets or go sign up. So we're just going to say ad platforms. And I really don't care what you use. We like Facebook ads personally, or Meta ads. However, you still have TikTok, you have Google, you have Pinterest, you have LinkedIn, and whatever other ad platforms there are at the time of watching this video, you have all of those. So I don't really care what you use. Use whatever you feel is best for you. Use the one that's going to be the lowest risk for you. Use the one that's going to be the most likely to get great results. We have a great deal of experience using Facebook ads. We've tried TikTok. We've tried Google ads. We've technically tried LinkedIn as well. Facebook has just always been the absolute best performer for us, not just internally in-house for our own events, but for all of our clients' events as well. We've yet to see Facebook get outbeat by another platform. But if you've got a different one that you're using that's working really, really well, use it. And also let me know in the comments what you're using and let me know how that's working for you. So anyway, we like to use Facebook. Here we go. And you could actually just go to business.facebook.com, go set up your ad platform there or your ad account there if you'd like. As far as expense goes, it's free to access the ads manager, but obviously it costs to run the ads, but it's a variable cost. So we're just going to say, yes, it's paid, but totally up to you what you want to spend. We usually say if it's your first ever virtual event, I don't know, spend like $5,000 to $10,000 on test ad budgets, but technically speaking, you could spend, hundreds, $200,000, $300,000 for your event. Yes, hundreds of thousands. I didn't mean just like $100 per day. I mean hundreds of thousands of dollars to sell tickets for your event. Because usually, and I would imagine you're in this spot of like, if you're going to be doing an event, you don't want to have 10 people there. You want to have 10,000. You want to have 1,000. You want to have at least a couple hundred. And you're going to have to spend a little bit more for that. And you know that you're happy to do that because there's typically way more money to be made during the event whenever you give people an offer to work with you after the event's all over. Okay, last one we're going to mention here that's really not even necessary. It's just, I'm just telling you guys what we use and what you might want to think through as well whenever you're thinking about all of the different softwares you might need to leverage, right? So this is going to be some sort of like an ad making software or ad editing software. So we're just going to say ad creative. Now, I like to personally do video ads. And video ads, just, simple selfie style videos. I don't like to use AI actors or anything. The whole point in doing virtual events for me is like being able to show off how real I am and being able to just be real and hang out with people and actually build real relationship. And so I don't feel like it's super authentic in that case to lead with a fake actor to then get people to a real environment. That's just like, in my opinion, that's a little bit disingenuous. So I like to just do selfie style videos, but I still have to edit those, right? And so when I say edit them, I don't want them to look perfect, but I do like to add captions. And so I'll actually list a few different ones that we use. So we're actually just going to go here. We're just going to do some bullet points. So we like to use captions.ai. I have no idea how much it is. I think there's actually a free version on the desktop version if you want to use that. There's also a great mobile version that you could use or a mobile app that you could use. I want to say it's like $20, $25 a month. Another one you could use for if you're doing still image ads, we've seen a lot of people use this recently or test it out, is they're trying to use like Canva templates. And Canva's been great for some of these clients that we've been working with. So Canva is another option. I want to say it's around $15-ish a month, give or take. Use that with a grain of salt. Don't hold me to it. I have no idea what their pricing is at the time of watching this video, but I want to say it's around $15 a month is what we pay for that per user at least. So anyway, Canva for image ads, and you might be able to even do a little bit of videos as well. I think they have some video editing templates in there, but anyway, it's Canva. Captions.ai for video. And then another one, if you're doing videos and maybe you're kind of splicing them all together and making one singular video, technically you could do that in app. If you actually go to Instagram and you just go create an Instagram reel, and you could actually download the reel, there's actually a lot of editing you could do in the Instagram app. Technically, you could even auto add captions and everything inside Instagram, and you just download the reel or download the draft, and you don't have to post it. You can just download it, go straight to your camera roll. However, if you want to use a different software, we have one called InShot. It's an app that I use on my iPhone, totally free. Well, I use the free version of it, of course. And yeah, there you go. Also fully transparent. If you don't like the ball on a budget, you just prefer someone else do this for you, highly encourage that, by the way. Just go hire some editors. It's not that expensive to have someone go edit some short form videos for you. I think most video editors that you could find that are technically overseas that are usually just going to be using half of these same platforms that I'm telling you about right now, most of them are going to charge you somewhere between 10, 15, maybe $25 a video. So that's an option for you as well. You do typically get what you pay for, though. We've tested out a bunch of video editors overseas, and usually the ones that you pay the absolute least for make the most errors in edits. So just use that sparingly. Anyway, I'm just telling you, technically speaking, the softwares that you would want to use. And so if you care about ad creative and you'd be doing that yourself, I'm just telling you some different softwares you might want to use. Obviously, there's like Adobe Premium and or Premiere and some of those others, but obviously I don't use those because I didn't even say Premiere correctly. Those are technically the full tech stack. If you really want to get hog wild and crazy, you could talk about like your actual CRM, because all of these people need to go somewhere. So I guess, if we just want to throw in one final bonus, we could just say 8, which is CRM, and that admittedly we just once again use Go High Level. So did not mean to make this to be a full Go High Level promo video, but we have built our entire business around Go High Level as far as operations and fulfillment goes and sales pipeline. So yeah, it's just a great software to use. So highly encourage you, if you don't use it, go. Anyway, if you have more questions, whether it's about software, whether it's about technology, whether it's about hardware, whether it's about maybe, hey, how do you even design an event in general to make sure that people are going to want to buy tickets in the first place, and not just buy tickets, but actually show up, and then actually make sure that people are engaging throughout the entire thing and making sure that they're actually buying whatever it is that you're selling during the event. That is all we do. I'm Zach Hesterberg. I run paidevents.com, paidchallenges.com, paidbootcamps.com, all of the event stuff. That's us. Been in this space since technically 2015, but specifically events, 2020 is really when we got a little bit more into them. And so if you'd like help with that, if you'd like help with literally anything from designing your event to selling tickets for your event to pitching at your event, we would love to have a call with you. So if you just want to go to paidevents.com, go book a call with either myself or someone from my team, we'd be more than happy to talk about what it would look like to help deploy events into your business and use them as a great customer or client acquisition system. They are a great one-to-many selling system and a great way to be able to expand your reach and be able to get your message out to more than one person at the same time. So once again, go to paidevents.com. We'd love to have a chat with you. And obviously, if you're new here, welcome to the channel. Would love to have you subscribe. Feel free. Come back for future videos. We have 2 videos every single week we produce. Every Tuesday, we have very tactical, very strategic videos, just as we talked about today. This was a Tuesday video. And then every Friday, we have videos where we talk a little bit more about how to incorporate the Bible into business, and not so much in a cheesy way, but just literally unpacking scripture and actually talking about how that scripture can show up in the way that you're leading your team, or how you can use those principles to ultimately build up your business and create a business that is able to multiply and really be able to reach a lot of people and impact a lot of people. So if that sounds like your cup of tea, would invite you to subscribe to the channel. Would love to see you in the next video. And obviously, if you are a returning subscriber, we always say welcome back to the channel. Love having you. Feel free. invite someone else to join in on the fun. You're obviously continuing to watch these videos because you're getting some sort of fruit from them. So do encourage you, take one of your favorite videos, take this video, for example, and go share it with someone that you know is maybe using events within their business as well. Maybe even share it with someone on your team because maybe you're not going to be the one that's personally implementing all of these things. So anyway, those are just a few things that we have for you today. Can't wait to see you in the next video. Till next time, peace.